take a look back at the Prelude to Woodbury, which was the Walking Dead All-Out War miniature game solo starter set. In my opinion, this was one of the most underrated tabletop miniature games, and unfortunately, it was discontinued in 2022. So if we want to get hold of it now, it's going to start getting more and more difficult. But let's get the components out. First up out of the box, we've got the quick start rules, which is basically the rulebook. And it's got 3 missions in there, part 1, part 2 and part 3, focusing on the story of Brian Blake before he became the governor. Part 1 just focuses on the basics, how to basically move your characters, the zombies, how to fight in close combat, and how to pick up supply counters, which can be anything from a ranged weapon, a melee weapon, maybe some bandages, even a lurker that can jump out and surprise you. And then part 2 adds scenery into the mix, how that affects your movement, also brings in range shooting. Part 3 brings its own special rule where you need to actually capture walkers and drag them back to a truck. But here we go, let's take a look at the Brian Blake character card. This will give us the information of what dice to use in attack and defense, his health, and his special rule. He's also got equipment slots, head, body, and 2 hands of items he's got equipped, and a backpack where he can carry 3 more. We also get 1 health token, and if we flip it over, that shows you if a walker has actually managed to bite you. If you get bitten, you are dead. It's just a matter of when, not if. The event deck is basically the same as a normal core set, but as you can see, it's got solo wrote in the top right hand corner. As you have a look here, it's still got the alarm, distraction, feed-in frenzy, flayed nerves, pandemonium, got 2 of them, roamers, also 2, the herd, the hunger, 2 of them. There's a storm coming, the Walking Dead, too quiet, and won't stay down. The only reason it's got solo in the top right hand corner is literally they're slightly worded differently for the solo game. And now it's time to take a look at the walker reference card. This is just a basic walker, its melee, its defense, its special rules, and how many points each walker is worth. And now we have the threat tracker. It goes up 1 per turn, but equipment and event cards can make it increase faster, and the event cards can also get worse depending on the threat level. Once you get to the threat level 18, that's it, game is over. We have the kill zone, which goes over the zombies, and if any character is within the kill zone, it will shamble towards you and attack you. We also have our range ruler, where we can sneak and not attract the walkers. Run does attract the walkers, their shamble movement, and it also has the noise mayhem marker for measurement as well. Movement in this game is actually kept pretty simple. And now we move on to the equipment cards. So the equipment cards are the cards that you can pay for and equip to your characters before the campaign starts, or before mission starts. We have bandages, we have Beretta, got a leather jacket, and we have a kitchen knife. So you see there's points in the top left hand corner. So if you're doing a points battle, you'd work out your points from that. But while you're in a mission, it is possible to pick up supplies. So you get a supply deck and you get some supply tokens. The tokens are the ones that go on the battlefield. If you manage to get your character in base contact, you can use an action to search. Once it's searched, you flip them over. But if you manage to search a supply token, you get to take a supply card. So there is different types of equipment. So there's weapons, a zombie can come out and attack you, ammo reload, some bandages, and an old gun. So there's a couple of bandages, a gun, 1 chance to get a walker, and a few melee weapons. And then we got the scenery. So in this one, we just get 2 cardboard cutout, one of a truck, and one of a police car. Slightly different sizes, but it doesn't really make any difference. The other bit of scenery we get in this game is a few barriers. So we just get 3 barriers, just to use as extra scenery that can affect the walker's movement, hide behind it, just try to stay out the way, really. And now this is for part 3 mission. This is just basically walker counters to show that Ryan Blake has captured a walker and is dragging one. Once you get the 4 tokens on the car, that's when you complete that mission. And now we can move on to the dice. So the dice we use in this game, the red dice are the attack and defensive dice. 1 is 1 damage or 1 defense. 2 is 2 damage or 2 defense. The red dice is the weakest attack or defense dice there is, and there's only 1 chance for a headshot. And then we got the white dice, which is the middle. There's more 2s, still only 1 chance of a headshot, but statistically you got more chance of doing damage or defending with a white dice. And then we have a few other dice, starting with the black one with the shield and a couple of blanks. That's for seeing if a walker gets back up. Climb test, nerve. The yellow dice is a panic dice, which if you panic, you might flee, get terrified, go quiet, scream, or just go berserk, really, and just go off on one. And then obviously we got the highest damage dice, just the blue dice, so you're always going to be doing some sort of damage. If you roll this one, it's still only got the 1 headshot, so actually killing walkers and not knocking them down is difficult because you can only kill a walker with a headshot. And here are the walkers. Now, I painted these years ago, and I went a bit too much on the gloss varnish, but I don't know whether I can be bothered to strip them, paint them again. I mean, the kids love playing this game, and they're painted well enough for the kids to enjoy it, so I keep them like that, I guess. The varnish seemed to have completely covered what he's eating there, the guts, but as I said, I wasn't really worried. I don't think I've got the time to repaint models that I've already painted. I've got plenty to paint as it is. And lastly, we got the governor. Well, Blake, should I say? Never wants to come out. But there we go. We'll have a proper look at the models in a moment. And that's it. That's basically what you get in this starter pack, the Prelude to Woodbury. So we'll take a closer look at the models. Alright, and here we have the miniatures. So Brian Blake and 5 walkers come with this pack. As I said, I painted these years ago, so they ain't too bad. I did go a bit too much on the gloss varnish, but as I said, I never got round to repainting them. But I hope you enjoyed this. We'll get on with the missions later, and I'll see you next time.